Let the shade begin, boys.
What the fuck, everyone? Welcome to another episode of The Tailgate Show. This is our usual episode. It's not an emergency episode. This is what we do on Thursday nights. And unfortunately, it's turned into a fucking...
Four-alarm fire.
Four-alarm raging tire fire, fucking 18-wheelers slamming into a fucking church, like a disaster. Like, this is... What the fuck is fucking happening, bro?
Who gave Satan the keys to the church bus? Come on now.
Bro, like, what is happening?
I was just at a place where, like, today, Dalton's conference and everything, I'm like, all right, okay. I'm a little calmer with this now. And then tonight it's just like, boom.
Bro, what made you calm about that when you found out that they promised him the starter job?
No,
that made you calm.
No, just from a standpoint where we did. It's a minimal upgrade, but it's an upgrade. All right, I'm okay with it. You bring in a rookie, whatever. I'm at an okay place with it. I'm not happy about it, right? But then tonight.
Bro, to
have to bring this fucker in when you have Foles and to have to like cut Fuller over this, because that's essentially what happened, dude. Now you're fucking around too much.
This is like the Bears literally fell in love with a person on Instagram. Like the Bears fell in love with a dream, bro. They fell in love with a dream. They fell in love like if somebody fell in love with a super hot chick from Instagram and they started like imagining that they could get her in all these different scenarios and this, that, and the other. And then when it didn't happen, they were just like, fuck it. I'm gonna sell everything I own and go live in a fucking tent and fuck everybody, bro. Like, cause I imagined that this super insane out of my league girl was halfway interested in me because Russell Wilson put us on a fucking list of 4 teams that if he wanted to be traded, he would get traded to. So we fucking, went out and bought lingerie and got all gussied up and fucking took lewd photos and sent them to him. I mean, I know he's not into that shit, but we got fucking played, hoodwinked, fucking bamboozled, catfish, lied to, fucking dragged through the muck. We got used between Russell Wilson and that old man Pete Carroll, bro.
So the Russ thing, like the people were talking about it. Oh, there's still a chance. That chance is over. And the thing I don't understand is right.
Bro, time out.
Yes, Jared, it's over. It was over the minute they signed Dalton. The minute they signed him, it was over.
The 2 starters that were in that trade were probably Fuller and Hicks. We just got rid of the potential trade pieces.
Dude, they literally cut Kyle Fuller to afford Andy Dalton.
Kyle Fuller was probably involved in that offer.
Check this out.
Yes.
What we found out today was that they were in cahoots with Dalton for a while. Dalton's been aboard this whole situation. Him and Laser been like, hey, man, I know we're out here and we're looking for Russ. Don't take that personally. We're looking for Russ. We're trying to get Russ. But if we don't get Russ, here's what we're going to offer you. X, Y, and Z. You're going to start. We're going to make sure the Bill Laser shit happens for you. We're going to give you $10 million guaranteed, plus blah, blah, blah. This was set up. Like, this was talked about. This wasn't just like, oh, shit, call somebody.
I don't know how long it was talked about, man. They only have
Dalton
a window.
said he knew what was up, though. Like, they
only have a certain window where they can start talking to people that aren't.
Bro, that's such horseshit. They talk all the time. Everybody talks. People try to call it tampering like it's some fucking cloak and dagger shit. They're talking all the time to everybody all the time. All the time. There's no fucking nobody's calling anybody out for this. Isn't the NBA.
You're trusting the presser too much, bro. That shit is so calculated. Like, of course he's going to say this was in the plans. He doesn't want to say, oh, they called me last night, because that should make them look unorganized. Dude, this shit is so unorganized right now that they were ready in win now mode to bring Russ in, right? That's a win now move.
It's organized. It's just incredibly poorly organized.
So a Russ move is a move for now, right? So they were set to win now with that decision. All of a sudden you don't get Russ, and you go to a dynamic where it's rebuild, what the fuck is going on at Hallis Hall, bro? Like this is like a very quick change in direction. This was not something they preached.
Pick, man. You got to keep that compensatory pick.
What I'm saying is this is becoming a rebuild.
Losing.
But the fact that they're letting these two men orchestrate that rebuild is a fucking problem, man. This should have been done by a new coach and new GM. This is fucked.
It looks very tankish, does it not?
But
this is something you do with new guys in. This is not something you allow one that fucked it up try to get out of.
But here's the weird shit too. Like it's like all these big things are happening, all this big money, all this changing, all this stuff. But then they're peppering in these little mini deals. Yay, Cairo Santos. Yay, fucking Patrick Scales. Hooray, Pat O'Donnell. Hooray, fucking, Mario Edwards. Mario Edwards, like, Bears Twitter, Jesus Christ, like, clean yourself up. You are a mess. Like, you fucking, like, jacked off over yourselves about Mario Edwards this week.
You love Mario Edwards.
Bro, I like the dude. I'm not fucking like. I don't think it's like a.
He's not going map of Hawaii on it though.
Yeah, you're being salty. You're being like that dude that doesn't want to tell his boys that he like rode a moped. Don't be. You know you love that dude.
Yo, love that dude.
Moped guy.
How many times have we sat here and said, "What does it fucking matter? The defense wasn't even very good." People want to trump up these individual performances by dudes. The whole defense. It sucked. They were 8-8. I don't care how good your ass was on an 8-8 team. Like, I don't fucking care. So, like, Mario Edwards, you're really going to get hyped about signing Mario Edwards? We lost Roy Robertson Harris. That's a push. Maybe they don't play the same position. Whatever the fuck. I'm not fucking Mr. 3-tech, 5-tech, expert. I'm just saying, like, we lost a dude. We signed a dude.
We went 8-8, but that was also with our defense played very damn well most of the season. Like,
bro, you're the same guy that says it doesn't matter. They were 8-8. They weren't that good of a defense.
I didn't say it doesn't matter. They were 8-8. Blow the shit up.
No.
I had a feeling. Remember last year we talked about this. If it went south, what would happen with this team?
Well, it's going all the way south. And my fucking thing is this is how it went down, apparently. They went to Kyle Fuller. Mr. doesn't say anything. And I've had troubles with Kyle Fuller. We've talked shit about Kyle Fuller. But dude is solid. You don't have to worry about his side of the field. Whatever.
His side of the field.
Hold on. I just want to talk about how it went down. They went to fucking Kyle Fuller, Mr. Hard Worker, Mr. Not on social media, Mr. fucking good soldier, Mr. Never says a fucking peep, like just does his job as an example to everybody, Mr. fucking first in, last out, blah, all the shit. They went to him and said, "Hey, Kyle, we just got Andy Dalton, and we think it's really going to be super." Oh, Russell Wilson? No. We've been looking at Andy Dalton. We think his relationship with Bill Lazor is fantastic, and it's really going to work out this year. We're really going to dial it in. But here's the deal, Kyle, old buddy. Here's the kicker. We need you to take a little pay cut. What? I'm sorry, what? What did you say? Just a little pay cut. You want me to do what now? You want me to do what now? Fuck off. They went to him and asked him to take a fucking pay cut.
They went to guys and asked him to restructure, and they restructured. So
that's different. That means you get your money now. That if you restructure, a check gets cut that day. Here's your salary turned into bonus. There's no fucking around like we're gonna pay you in a week. We're gonna Bobby Bonilla your ass. That must be liquid cash money on the barrelhead. So they don't have that. That is my theory. This organization is acting or actually is cash poor.
Got to see how much of a pay cut they're asking him to take, though. He was a $20 million hit. He's not a $20 million. I like Fuller. He's not a $20 million hit.
You don't set that precedent. Like only the quarterback can do that. You think the fucking NFLPA wants Kyle Fuller taking a pay cut for the Bears? It's not like he's ring chasing.
I don't know what the numbers were, man. If it was, I don't know.
I don't know either, but it's rude as fuck to ask him to take a pay cut.
I will say it sets a bad precedent for players signing long-term deals with teams. especially ours. Because then you said, well, we're not really going to honor that, so we're going to cut you. And you're not going to get your money.
Bro, like, this guy in the chat, Ravi Royal Come Up, is like, Bears have no corner now. I mean, like, literally, Jalen Johnson now became the best cornerback. A second-year player is now the best cornerback on the team.
Yeah, you're doing to bring a first-time young defensive coordinator into this and like to get rid of key pieces. It's gonna be rough, man.
The fucking Sean Desai hire looks like a money savings maneuver at this point, because I guarantee you that's the cheapest dude they interviewed. I'm not, Dr. fucking Desai or whatever. Dr. Defense got a cute story. Like, it took him 10 years. It's like, 10 years, bro. You should be a head coach twice over, right? I mean, Nagy was like fucking in the Arena League 10 years ago. He's a coach. He went from the Arena League to selling houses to like fucking holding clipboards to, drawing up plays, and then he's got his own play dungeon, and he's fucking ruining the Bears like in like 3 years.
Oh, good times.
I mean, look,
and they're letting Akeem Hicks try out.
Say that again.
And they're letting Akeem Hicks shop to get a trade.
And that's what the RRH walk. Like that's what I don't understand there. If your plan was to get rid of Hicks, Roy Robb would have been nice to keep, man.
Of the two, I would rather see us keep Hicks because I think he directly impacts the game more than Fuller, and that says a lot. That says a lot about the quarterback.
But you have to think about who's his replacement.
We thought Urban was the heir apparent.
Who's his replacement?
The guy they signed.
2.5 sack Jack, man. That was his career.
Fucking
year.
Alonzo Blackson?
Yes.
What? Get the fuck out of here, bro.
You got Darren.
I'm wearing this. I'm wearing my Khalil jersey. I don't usually wear a jersey when we pod, but like I don't know if this is the last night that who the fuck knows?
I mean, Khalil's the only one that's safe. Khalil and Eddie's like Eddie's looking at like, putting the hand on the palming the face emoji. It's like, bro, your stupid ass contract is why this is happening.
And that's why I questioned the Desai move. It's like, Eddie's gonna get going under Desai. It's like, dude, that was his position coach. What the fuck?
There's a little like this team's a tire fire, and fuck Pace and all them, Joey Lane and all their fucking collaboration, all their bullshit. Fuck them all.
You know why? You know why we're here? We're here because of a $2.5 million backup in Buffalo. That's why the fuck we're here right now.
Right. That's my thing. Is like you want Club Dub to keep going? Play better, motherfuckers.
Yep.
Because at the end of the day, as fucked up as all this is, and we blame the GM and the coach and all this shit, this is about dudes not winning games because they didn't play well enough. Okay? That is what it all still comes back to. And if these players want to be like, this is fucked up, they're breaking us up. Breaking up what, bro? How much money do you expect to get paid to drop fucking interceptions? I mean, it sucks that Kyle Fuller left, but he opened the door a crack to give them that enough doubt to say, you know what, dude is not worth 20 mil. Sorry.
Yeah.
And yes, there's bad contracts littered on the path to that. It's a minefield.
Well, the problem is it's not just bad contracts. It's contracts you can't get out of. Like, you can't do anything with the Quinn contract. You can't do anything with Trevathan's.
Right. Nope. Well, that's how these contracts work now. That's the poison pill in these contracts. When you put all that money up front, like they have to do, and they finagle this. I mean, they even said fucking what's his face from Spotrac was like, there's 2 void years in the Dalton deal, so the cap hit on Dalton might be finagled.
Wow.
But again, this is on pace, and I love that Mac's here, right? But like we said, when it happened, you're putting the cart before the horse. Mitch wasn't there yet. Yeah. You know what I mean? You brought Mac in, it changed shit. We started balling. You fucked up the timeline.
The other thing that we glossed over a little bit is that they promised Dalton he was going to be the starter. Like they said, no, we're not even having a full.
I mean, they kind of came out the same way about Glennon, though.
It's not the same, bro. Like, I know it's the same, but it's not the same. Like, it's not the same. They didn't. This was not so clear cut at the time. If you bought,
it was before the draft.
Right, but nobody buys it this time, or they do buy it, and it's like, oh fuck, how is that possible? I mean, I know they told that to Glennon. I'm just saying that the situation that led up to it is very different.
Unless they truly plan on drafting a quarterback, they don't feel it's going to be ready. Because there are a couple that I think could come in and start right away. Maybe that's their plan.
Fucking Trubiscuits is in the chat saying, "LOL." The people saying Dalton is a trade piece for Russ Wilson. That shit is dead. That shit was dead on arrival.
That shit was super dead up for any second chance when they let Fuller walk, and they're talking about letting Hicks seek a trade. That shit's dead right there because those were probably the two starters involved in this offer.
Maybe they were. I don't know, but
they said Hicks was definitely one of the pieces.
Bro, we act like Pace was on some fucking next level negotiating shit. He was basically like, bend over and take what you want. Like, that's basically what it was. Is like, do with me as you please, and then leave me Russell Wilson. Like that. There was no fucking negotiations with that shit. He wasn't on some next level shit. He was just like, you could literally have anyone and 3 first rounders and 2 second rounders and pick literally anyone on our team. I don't give a fuck. You want Foles, you want anyone, you want fucking Tony Medlin, you can have him. We don't fucking care. And the Seahawks are like, oh, maybe. And then supposedly Pete Carroll was like, oh, wait. I don't want to, I'm too old for a rebuild or some shit.
Well, this whole team of Twitter that's like, calm down, there's still hope for Russ. Here's the thing. Right now, if we give up now, you go into the draft and they want 4 first-round picks, Pace has just created too many holes to give up that kind of freaking draft equity.
Exactly.
It's and you are also, if you believe that, you're also, and this lives in the back of my head and will never go away, is there's always a certain amount of bad mojo curse shit on this team. So, for a fact that Russell Wilson would get traded for 4 first rounders and yada, yada, yada. And then he would get hurt. And he would get hurt.
That Russ game, if that Russ trade shit is still a thing league-wide, Deshaun's got some shit. Deshaun's got some shit going on right now. It might not be easy to get him now. So all those teams that were going to be in on him hard might be in on Russ, and they have better draft equity than us. And it's over.
Money, they've got players.
It's a wrap. The Russ thing's a wrap. But man, I thought we got a little bit of an upgrade in Dalton, a very tiny upgrade at quarterback in Dalton. But then after these moves, I thought, okay, maybe he's good enough to not blow a game for us, and our defense is solid. But now it's like, fuck, where are we at, man?
The thing is what you got with Dalton was also before they decided to fucking set the rest of the house on fire. When there was a minute where you were like, all right, fuck Dalton, okay, Trubisky did suck. Let's see what this fucking dude can do. And as I said, there was a moment today where I tweeted well, at least this means Bill Lazor's kind of running the show. It's no longer Matt Nagy and his quarterback and their relationship. It's Bill Lazor and his quarterback and their relationship. So that works good for Nagy too, because if there's a borderline situation where the team's okay, but the offense sucks and Dalton doesn't work out, he can scapegoat Lazor real easy, right?
Well, he's done it before.
Right. Well, he already scapegoated fucking Helfrich and Houston.
We get Pace. We get Pace with red hair though, right? It would have been nice to have at this level of quarterback we're talking now. I would rather had Minshew and his whole freaking swag thing going on. Yeah. I would have rather had Fitzpatrick. Okay, and at least he has that whole. He's fun to watch even when things aren't going great.
So this is what's fucked up is that
we got redhead Pace, man.
We started convinced redhead Mitch.
No, redhead. We got redheaded Pace. You see Dalton, man. He looks like Pace with fire coming out of his head.
Yeah, he's a trip.
He's on fire.
But here's the thing: is that so you sit there and you try to convince yourself, okay, the Dalton move, it's all right, it's kind of whack, but it's all right. Fuck this team, but it's all right. And you get ready to come back, and then you're like, oh, well, this obviously means they're going to run the ball. They're not going to be too this and that. But Dalton does throw a much better deep ball than this. So you think to yourself, cool, they're going with a game manager, fucking, whatever.
Specialist.
So you say, fucking great. The defense is going to come back. This is what they're thinking. We have this defense. We're going to find a quarterback that can get us to 20. It's chasing decent. It's chasing decent. And so you're like, okay, I'm convinced. Cool. Everything's cool. And then they're like, aha, remember that shit where it made you comfortable? Whoop, pull the rug out from that shit because Kyle Fuller's gone.
Yep.
Fuck you. That's what they said to us. Fuck you. Whatever
Again.
you thought. Literally, Andy Dalton just got done doing an interview with Joniak and Thayer and Jim Miller, and those guys, God bless them, were doing their level best to talk up this guy. And like Jim Miller was like, oh yeah, I can see X, Y, and Z, and I was just like, wow, Jim, like you are really going there. And then they were about to go to break, and Joniak's like, this just came across the wire, like in his Joniak way, like Kyle Fuller has been cut. And I was just like, oh, snap. And even they were like, what? Like, I just don't get it. Like,
with everything that we thought would have to happen to get under the cap to get a primetime quarterback, and we didn't get a primetime quarterback.
Nephew Wyatt, quit making fun of a ginger ninja.
Well, we all know gingers don't have souls. They bring a ginger in and they make soulless moves.
My god!
How do you think
the Ginger Council will not take?
What I'm saying is like how it just kind of speaks to how dumb they really think this fan base is. Like you come in and you sell Andy Dalton to fucking have a tire fire. That's not the quarterback that's going to be able to have the skill set to get us over that hump. Like, fuck you, man.
Well, and they said, well, what kind of offense do you think you're going to run? Oh, we want to be multiple. Translation, I don't know. I'm here for $10 million, sir.
John Z did that poll, like Mariota or Dalton. I'm joking around. I'm like, we'll just have like Mariota come in for Nagy's plays and Dalton come in for fucking Lasers plays. Right. Why the fuck not? Let's get crazy.
Yeah, you want to get nuts? Let's get nuts. But Mariota sucks too. But it definitely looks like what it looks like is they rushed or they completely, as usual, misread the fucking room. Like
they're not poor. They're not afraid to spend money. They're just stupid.
They do need a corner in the chat there. They do need a corner. There's some free agent corners. I need to see how's Pace going to react to this shit. What are the moves? We need to see this.
It's beyond stupid though, Jer, because like you can sometimes find it in your heart to have sympathy for stupid people, right? Like you have sympathy for stupid people. No. These people this is like sympathy wrapped in fucking myopia and it's disgusting. It's so short-sighted and simultaneously kind of evil and incompetent and fucking prideful. The pridefulness is what gets me. Like they really think they're doing everything right. They think, oh, well, we're making difficult decisions. We told you at the fuck. And they fucking told us at the presser, right? They told us all this shit.
I have no patience for stupid people. You don't know what the fuck
you're talking about. We're going to make uncomfortable decisions. Just sit back and enjoy the ride. Here's a Walter Payton video.
But you mentioned sympathy for stupid people. Not when you're running a couple $1 billion company.
But that's what I'm saying is they're not stupid. There's something else. There's something else. They're smart.
Blind ignorance.
No, they're smart in some ways, though.
I don't think Pace is very smart, man. I think he's polished. I don't think he's smart.
I think he's like, he's like an organizer. You know what I mean? Like he's the
head collaborator.
The only time he's ever had his own thoughts was when he went out on his own and he fucking drafted Mitch Trubisky. And since then, I just think he's been like a yes man for everybody around.
I think he was just Mickey Loomis's towel boy that might have had a couple concussions in college, but speaks good. Right.
But now I just think, I think he's being run by, the little cult they got going over there. The fucking Mike Furry and DeFlippo and, all the little fucking cult,
Roid Ragers United.
Yeah, fucking, I just, it's like it's like Ryan Pace is like a fucking spreadsheet. Like, it might be really well organized and look cool, but if like the information isn't any good, like what fucking, it's like, oh, cool, you organized all this shit. Doesn't matter.
Nope.
Like,
well, so the question is, did the offense get a shitload better? No. Right? So did the defense get worse? Yep. So what the fuck? Because that was our strength.
Bro, like, I just... And
we
people
didn't get enough.
know.
What my biggest problem right now is we didn't get that better on offense to the point where we can score the points we need to now that we took a hit on defense.
People are still out here trying to say wait and see. Fucking Jeff Hughes' fucking buddy Andrew Danahy is like, hold on, I don't want to talk about it till after the draft because I'm like. Because like a day ago, before this shit went spattering across the wall, he was like, there's got to be a plan. Like, there's clearly a plan. Everyone's acting like there's no plan. And I'm like, there's no fucking plan. There's no fucking plan. And even today, after all this shit, he's like, wait and see. Wait and see. And meanwhile, while literally the whole house is on fire, Allen Robinson's blowing up Ryan Pace's phone like, yo, we got to talk, bro. Answer your phone. Call me back. He's texting him. Call me. Gets him on the phone. The franchise tag? Signed it, motherfucker.
Yep.
Signed it. I'll take my 18 mil and chill. Yes, I'll catch passes from Andy Dalton. I don't give a fuck because the wide receiver market is trash, bro. Will Fuller, people are talking about Will Fuller getting $15 million, 4 years, $15 million a year. He got $1 million a year.
We got to see how that plays out because these moves that were made might have pissed A-Rob off to the point where he will sign it and want to be traded because you bring Galladay in, that's almost a slap in the face to him. So
that's the thing, and we didn't talk about this. We heard
he can be traded.
So we heard in reports Kenny Galladay to meet with the Giants, and the Giants kind of have not a lot of cap space, but whatever. So Kenny Galladay to meet with the Giants. And then we're like, all right, whatever. Not really thinking about that. And then you see Kenny Galladay is on his way to meet with the Giants. Oh, by the way, he just left the Bears.
His hometown team.
Right. What? So either that, and that probably happened. I don't think it didn't happen. But it happened for two reasons. One is maybe they trade A-Rob, or, I mean, if they can't trade him, they just rescind the tag and say, good luck to you. Yeah. Have fun, kid. Because shit is not sweet on the wide receiver market. Like, Juju can't get a job.
Rescind it once it's signed, though? I think you can only rescind it.
No, yes.
Yeah, that's why he signed it.
That's what I'm saying is that they could have, it was borderline. And what happened this past week was Leonard Williams, who's another client of Brandon Parker, finally signed a big contract. But he got tagged twice. He played on a year of tag, and then they tagged him again this year, and then they got a contract done. So I was like, that's interesting. And I was even tweeting at his agent, like, what's up? You're going to sign that now, and then you're going to play on the tag. Because you see how this shit goes, right?
Yeah, but having said that, if he reached free agency, he may have been able to get 18, 19 a year because there's no other legit number one. There is,
but they're not spending. I know the dudes have issues, but Chris Godwin, I think, is almost on an A-Rob level.
No,
I think, and he got 15
he's got Mike
million.
Evans, man.
That's what frees him up a lot.
Yeah, I don't.
Whatever. I'm just saying that I don't think A-Rob's was gonna get that money, and he knew it, or he knew it was gonna be tough sledding, and so he just said, "Fuck it." I'm signing this thing. Let me get my 18. I'm going to play well.
I do think the market that was set outside of him did make a difference.
Yes. Absolutely. And so the question now is
they could have put that out tomorrow, though. Like it came off like the shit, everything's on fire. All of a sudden, oh, by the way, I'll sign my tag.
Well, you think A-Rob did that by accident? He's loving this shit. I mean, he wishes he got a big contract. But right now, he's like, oh, this is fucked. Hey, motherfuckers, give me my 18. Pap. Like, oh, I will get paid.
They sign him long-term right now. It's going to piss me off, though, for what we had to give up.
Well, that's pure Bears though. Like, and that'll be the good PR move, right?
And everybody would be happy with that shit,
bro. Like somebody seriously was like, "Yo,
keep my A-Rob.
This is good, Pace. Let's stack another win." Like, get the fuck out of here. Like,
they need to do something to appease us right now because it's either like get A-Rob and Galladay. Like, dude,
no, it's fine. Didn't you see our buddy Sun Devil Bear was like, I'm really pissed about Fuller, but I'm kind of excited to see Kendall Vildor. This is why we can't have nice things, bro.
If we invested on the the front seven, if we upgraded the front seven, I'd be like, okay, we can get away with Kendall Vildor and Jalen because you're going to get that pressure. But like, Quint, you think
what are you getting out of Fuller? Well, let's just kind of back off here a little bit. What are you getting out of Fuller?
My one knock on Fuller is he's just one side of the field, but he's pretty
one side of the field.
He's pretty damn good at that one side of the field.
Bro, I mean, listen. Yes, but how many Kyle Fuller is one of the few defensive guys on the team that can deliver at least one or two game-changing plays a game. And he did it with tackles this year.
He can also get beat.
Yes, he can. I mean, the problem is that you had too many dudes who like to take chances, right? And there was no good framework for that. Like they couldn't even figure out how to. Huh?
Sorry, I was looking at one of the comments.
His ability to hit though in this day and age, like clean.
The team overall tackling.
I love that.
But what have you haven't lost really much in the way of turnovers. He created 3 last year.
Jared, it's really hard to spin that, and I've definitely given Kyle Fuller shit.
I think it's a terrible move, but I'm just saying
it's hard to find.
Trubisky said, "But Jared, there's so many other holes in the roster. Why create another one?" Like
it's also hard to find. Yeah, but his physicality at cornerback that's hard to replace.
Listen, like. This is partially happening because once again the Bears misjudge the equity that they have with these players. Not the fucking money equity, like the buy-in equity that they have with these guys. They think their culture is good. Remember the presser. Everyone needs to really rewatch it and listen to what they said. They fucking told you what was going to happen. They told you our culture is great. They think their fucking culture is great. They think it's fucking great. They think that it's not damaging to the players' morale the way this A-Rob shit has gone down. I mean, that's clown shit if they think that that's not the case. It's completely fractured this fucking team, all the shit that's going on, and all the bullshit. And the fucking Foles starting, Mitch getting benched, all that shit. The shit has been eroding since they were riding high on the Bears 100 bullshit after 2018. It's been slowly fucking eroding. And dudes are still good dudes and pretty much everything's cool, but they're starting to go out for themselves. You know what I mean? And that's just kind of the nature of sports right now. It's not just them. It's happening everywhere. But the shit has been eroding. So,
dude, Chris Emma just put this up for an article, right? As Ryan Pace scrambles with the Bears roster, the locker room is distraught. The culture Ted Phillips touted is beginning to break, and key players on the way out, and teammates pissed.
Of course they are. Jalen Johnson fucking posts a thing, like a fucking, horrible. Like, he's not happy about this. He wants to be on a good ass team. He wants to fucking win. It's not like, it's like, oh great, I'm gonna be the number one corner on the fucking 6-11 Bears. That's right, I said 6-11 because the season's gonna be 17 games next year.
That culture though, right? That culture is our defense.
The culture is Akeem Hicks.
It's also it's the whole defense as a whole. That's what holds this team down. Like,
bro, I guarantee you Khalil Mack would so much rather be on the Raiders right now.
I don't know about all that.
If he could be paid by the Raiders, at this point, if you gave him the choice, hey, bro, you're going to have your same contract, you go back to the Raiders, he would go in a heartbeat. He would run for his fucking life.
Gruden's kind of a douche. I don't know.
I'm just saying, it's a mess, bro. It is a mess.
Yeah, it's just that old school coaching style Gruden has. Like, that shit doesn't resonate with players when shit's going bad. Like, it resonates if shit's going good. But they get sick of that real quick. It's like that Harbaugh thing where it wears on you after a little bit.
This is true. Robbie says Fuller was not effective last season, but the Bears pass rush was asked. That happened in 2019. Fuller actually had a bad year in 2019. 2020, he played pretty damn good. He had like a 55% completion allowed. He did miss a lot of tackles. He missed like 16 tackles, which is a career high for him.
18 was incredible.
Yeah, 18 was incredible, but just like everybody, he fell off, and I don't know why that was. But it's a cumulative thing. The pass rush fell off.
Contract your players, man.
No,
right.
It's odd that we're talking about Kyle Fuller and you're bringing up that jersey. Was he not the one that modeled the jersey for the team that year?
Yes. But he's a fucking soldier.
I know. I'm just saying.
Well, his story too, like he wasn't playing great. There was rumors about possibly getting rid of him. Fangio got through to him. He really stepped up. Like he really turned things around.
Yeah, but my point is that they overvalue the buy-in that these guys have. They really think these guys are committed, and they are when shit's going right. But these dudes are human. Like when shit starts to go bad, it's like you gotta sit there and be like, I gotta stay because it's George Halas and the Chicago Bears. Fuck all that. Like, these dudes' contracts are not guaranteed. I don't blame these dudes for a second for being like, what the fuck about this?
Pace, man. I just don't. I'm very pissed off that, like, Pace and Nagy are still here. If this was going to be the move, if this was plan B to blow it up, I wish we got a fresh set of eyes on this, man.
Not only did they not fire them, they fucking doubled down on them. They gave them like a vote of confidence. They were just like,
I mean, do you trust him to do this? Pull this off?
No! You look at the fucking resume that this dude has put together of quarterback fucking acquisitions, and Trubiscuits and Gravy put up a tweet that was fucking awesome this week. Is like the Pace Mount Rushmore, and it's fucking Trubisky and long neck giraffe ass Glennon, who by the way just got signed by the Giants. What the fuck? Fucking who else? Andy fucking Dalton and fucking who's the fourth guy? Can't even think of him. Foles. What the fuck? What a fucking collection of garbage.
And that's the thing, like, unload Foles.
I think there's been rumors. Albright had a rumor with him going to the Broncos. I don't know. I mean, somebody was saying, explain this to me, Jerry, because I'm not sure. I was kind of cracking on that article that Beat Your Nation, but the Bears, they were saying that there's still a chance that Fuller could get traded.
Yes, there's
it's official
before he hits the
deadline. Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
So they still have their rights up until that point.
But who's
why? Here's the thing: is that nobody's going to pay Fuller $20 million.
The only reason another team would do that is
it would only be 13A. Don't we take a $7 million dead cap hit on that?
No. But my point was to say why Fuller doesn't want to hit free agency, because
it's not so much that if a team wants him, the only way they can get exclusive rights to negotiate with him is to trade for him.
Yeah, but like if they trade for him now, they only have to pay him $13 million this year.
Yeah, you're right. But my thing is this: is that I think that Fuller. I don't know. I mean, I know the Bears. It's kind of fucked up. They asked him for a pay cut, but it's kind of the market right now. Like, and I think they probably were like, "Yo, for real, if we let you go." You're not going to go out there and sign a 2-year, $40 million contract or 3 for $60. You're not doing that. Nobody's going to pay you that much. I mean, Kyle Fuller's be lucky at this point to get like 2 years, $28 million from somebody.
And that's what I was saying. I want to know what the number they were offering him to go down to is, because it might have been right. It might have been a market reset.
Well, I think also
I understand him not wanting to take it, but I'm sure it was fair to the market.
But my thing is this: is that I guess it's not necessarily the nature of the pay cut, but he's probably sitting there going like, wait, why do I have to take a cut when we know this shit is funny money? When we know this is all just creative accounting? Like when you're $1 billion corporation, you literally can just create money.
I don't know how his contract's structured, though. Can they even?
I don't know, but my point is that they could extend him. They could have said, and this is what we thought would happen. They could have said, yeah, man, listen, we want to pay you, we're going to sign you for 2 more years and da, 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 da.
He's getting up there for a cornerback.
Maybe through the process of that extension, that's where they said, like, but you got to take a pay cut. And then he was like, fuck you, look what you did for everybody else. You're doing this for this guy, you're doing this for that guy. Nobody came to Eddie Jackson and said, take a pay cut, even though he way underperformed his contract. Nobody said, hey, Cody Whitehair, take a pay cut. No, they converted salary to bonus and cut checks for that dude. And Kyle Fuller's going, why? I see what you did for them. Why the fuck don't I get that treatment? I get asked to take a pay cut?
They're younger,
fuck
man.
you. Yeah, but come on, they're not all pros.
You know what's weird is that financially, considering their ages and who they are and their cap hits, it actually kind of makes sense that way. But football-wise,
yeah, like you said, it's better to do it too early than too late.
Yeah, these were obvious cuts.
We had a window with this defense that was getting older. It sucks that it's happening. I'm not happy, but like.
But also, it would be easier if we were cutting people that we hated.
It would be easier if this motherfucker would hit on his first round picks.
The problem
we wouldn't be here,
right? And that's it. But the thing is that, and it's like people actually give Pace credit for taking big swings. He has to take swings. All he can do is swing from his fucking shoe tops because he's constantly down by 4 with 2 outs and a full count. He's constantly 1 strike away from striking out. So he has to swing big, and he keeps making it worse.
Yeah.
Like,
the only dumb thing he avoided was giving Mitch like a Goff type deal.
Yes. And I don't even know why. I think they just got lucky with that. That was
if he would have balled out, then we'd be in the same position financially.
Absolutely. Like, there were people that actually thought they should pick up Mitch's 5th-year option for $25 million. Like, we fucking heard how Mitch was going to be a starter. Where's Mitch, Jer? Where did Mitch end up signing? Right, and for how much money?
A couple bucks, maybe a cup of coffee.
$2.5 million.
No, I mean,
one season, we were told that this guy had interest from the Patriots.
Oh, we're going to coach him up.
The San Francisco 49ers. The San Francisco 49ers just cut Nick Mullins. Nick Mullins is like the same dude as Mitch with a better arm.
Remember all the Bears fans loving on Jake Fromm? And that's who Mitch just replaced.
Yes. Exactly.
And Matt Barkley.
And Matt Barkley again. Poor Matt Barkley gets replaced by Mitch twice.
Have to retire the jumpsuit.
I guess.
$2.5 million.
So, like, this is the thing, is that they know, the league knows who Mitch is, okay?
Yeah.
And they also know what he's put on tape. And the tape is telling the truth in this case. I'm not using that other fucking slogan.
You know Buffalo would develop his ass and like get him a contract somewhere else.
Well, the track record's pretty good, right? They did it for Tyrod. They did it for fucking Fitz. You know, this is like the Alabama of the NFL right now. Like, you go there and rehab your shit, and then you hit you hit it, and then you go out and you're like, I mean, that's the thing. And Billy, I don't know the dude's name, Bean, the GM was basically like, yeah, we're getting Mitch because last year when fucking Josh Allen got hurt, we were terrible.
Yep.
And Josh Allen plays like. And they basically, this is cool though. He said like Josh Allen plays like he plays, so we need somebody who can get in there, and we think can play well. Maybe he can. I mean, there's part of me that doesn't want to see it just for the sake of the truthers, but there's also part of me that really wants to see it because fuck Ryan Pace and fuck Matt Nagy on some level.
No.
Like. At this point, I'm like, I go back and forth where I'm like, I don't want to see Mitch do well because I don't want to hear it from these losers. People like posting like 20 threads and shit. Like, I don't want to see that just for their sake. But I also would like to see it because, I mean, he's a good kid. Like, fucking let him fucking, have his moment. And maybe he gets another fucking contract. That'd be cool.
So Galladay is actually in New York, and he's staying tomorrow for physical and meeting with the GM and head coach.
Yeah, he's gone. They did. I don't know how. Like literally, the meeting with Galladay went like this: "Hey, you think you want to take a pay cut and play in your hometown?" Galladay's like, "Nope," and that was the end of that meeting. Like I guarantee you, that's how that shit went down. But it worked out great for the Bears because it lit a fire under Allen Robinson's ass. And he's like, "Oh, by the way, I'll sign that thing. By the way, I'm gonna come back and play because
he's gonna catch 200 balls. He caught 100.
Yeah, as bad as pause forever. Like,
I totally lost you there, eh?
Catching more balls than Riley Reid. So, like, just saying.
It just pisses me off because it's like now you freed up cap space, and now A-Rob signs his deal, and he's gonna get a long-term contract now.
That had to been factored in, right? That had to been factored in.
We haven't even talked about the fact that we could have had Dalton last year for a third of the price.
The timeline's not perfect on that, though. Like, when Dalton was available for trade, he was a $17.7 million cap hit. He didn't get cut till after the draft. Okay? They held on to him till after the draft. All right? So, after the draft, now we're in the beginnings of pandemic land. And we know all the reasons why they thought Foles was a better idea. At that time, they were not ready to fucking let Bill Lazor be in charge of anything. Fast forward to 2022, says Trubisky. Bears signed Mitch Trubisky to a 1-year, $12 million deal. Yeah, somebody else was saying, I saw that. Like, it was like the fucking...
Let them fix him and bring him back?
Yeah, like literally the Bills will fix his ass. It's like... somebody steals your car and then fucking puts some rims on it and sells it back to you.
Got a badass wing on the back.
I mean, good for Mitch for getting out of this fucking clusterfuck. Like the most. I mean,
fuck that. He helped create it.
No, of course he did. It goes back to what I said earlier. If all these dudes played up to their contracts, we wouldn't be in this situation. They could have played well enough to make up for all the bullshit. Because
you got a GM that doesn't evaluate talent very well.
GMs are like baseball hitters, though. Like, we think they're supposed to bat 750. They're supposed to bat like 400 or 350.
I'd take 225 with a home run.
I know, but what I'm saying is, like, most of them aren't that fucking good.
Do you remember his assessment of Glennon when he brought him in?
Yeah, I've been saying this for years, that is a moment when I said, nope, this dude doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about, or he's the biggest liar you've ever, and it's a combination of the two.
Mark Sanchez, Chase Daniel, Nick Foles.
Yeah, he has the biggest fucking blind spot for the position. What I think, and people give him credit for having an eye for other things, no, I think that's other people. He's the quarterback guy, and he thinks he knows quarterbacks, so he's been in charge of the fucking quarterbacks, and it's been a tire fire.
Well, I'm just hoping Mike Pettin has having a lot of say in personnel in the draft for defense, because
Robbie said, how did Dalton get $10 million? You know how Dalton got $10 million? Because he knows they were desperate.
And Bill Lazor.
All right, but they are desperate as hell. That's how he got $10 million
for a starter in the NFL.
What happened?
We paid Glennon way more than that.
Right. What happened was what happened right before that? Tyrod Taylor, boom, to the Texans for $12.5 million. I was joking that fucking Dalton's like the pizza gif with the guy coming back in the flaming room where everything's going wrong. How about Tyrod Taylor? Like, Tyrod Taylor showing up to the fucking Texans like, hey guys, what the fuck is going on? Like, I'm Tyrod Taylor, but, he's seen it all. He got fucking...
That Texan stuff I'm never going to touch with a 10-foot pole. Holy crap.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even want to
fuck her up there, pal.
Bro, I don't even know about that shit. Like, that's on some next level weird. Like,
I don't want to joke about it because just for God forbid it's true. Like...
Oh, no, we would never joke about it if it's true, but I'm just saying, like, it looks fishy as fuck. Like, it looks like... the dude
that's a civil case and not a criminal case.
Well, because they want to skip the middleman.
And they want to just get paid. It ain't
Exactly.
No, the women.
But that's where the shit goes anyway. You have such a hard time convicting in a criminal case. All this shit gets handled money. People are like insurance companies with each other now. They're just like, the law takes too long and fuck all that. We're gonna just why don't you just pay me to shut up? Okay, cool. Like, and that's how it started out. I mean, even Deshaun said like, someone basically wanted a 6-figure payoff off the rip. They want a 6-figure payoff. And they would just make it all go away. I didn't know about this. Like, you knew about this. They just called your bluff. Like, and my thing is that's why you don't go to establishments like that. Because it's risky.
Like, didn't Robert Kraft didn't teach anybody anything.
Yeah, well, it's not risky if you're, a white billionaire.
If you got fucking money.
Yeah, it's not risky if you're him, but it's risky if you're just an NFL player, even if you're one of the top players in the game. Like, you literally have to make sure that all your shit is so airtight. And unfortunately, you go in those situations, and some of the people that are involved in that industry are doing it a different way.
Yeah, but also, like, look at Big Ben. He's still their hero.
Yeah, but
motherfucker, like,
but Big Ben is white, and
cultural bias.
Big Ben already won a Super Bowl, and so it's different. Like,
he found God too. I forgot.
Did he? I don't even know about that part. I didn't hear about that part. But yeah, all that. Like, they're like, if it's not true, it's an insane character assassination of this dude. And it doesn't even make any sense because they're only hurting themselves. Like, this is full-on petty. This is like, you tried to flex on me. Let me show you where you stand. I will take everything from you just like this. That's why they put all these fucking conduct, clauses in the contracts, and that's what makes the NFL players even more between a rock and a hard place. Is because these teams nowadays can just trump up some shit.
It actually feels good talking about another team's bullshit.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Jerry, you put that poll up, who's worse, Chicago's front office or Houston's front office, and it's still Houston. Even after today,
I don't know.
Houston is like a TBS mini-series, bro. Like, that Jack Easterby shit is on some – dude, it's on some weird shit. Like, that Jack Easterby shit is something else, dude.
I think they're trying to clean up someone else's mess, but Caserio might be okay long term. We don't know. We're in a worse situation because we still have the motherfucker that caused the problem.
Right, but like Cal McNair and
I'm not talking about ownership. Yeah, our ownership's fucked too, but
they didn't get rid of Jack Easterby. Like, that's the issue, is that he's still the poison, and Cal McNair's a fucking like that's just.
I'm just talking about Caserio. Like, at least they have a new GM in there that knows what the fuck this comes from. He knows what he's doing.
But I don't know if he's going to have the chance because Jack Easterby's still there. Like, that's what I'm saying, is they're still – so my point is they're still worse. Like, it's way worse.
And that's Texans talk.
Yes.
Well, no. My point – my whole thing is, are they worse because we have a guy that hasn't proven he can do it, and he's still – now they're letting him do a freaking rebuild, essentially.
Guys.
Yes.
It's great points. I wanted to get to this segment that I did. I did a little tape breakdown on our guy, Angelo Blackson. I'm really going to get into...
Fantastic.
Fuck that.
I'm riveted.
Yeah, I'm like, who the fuck cares? All I know is that when that dude got signed, Kate Urban put up a laughing, spitting the coffee. Like, literally that announcement hit Twitter, and it was the... Like, Brent Urban got shipped out of town.
I mean, that's another thing. Why didn't we keep Urban if we're going to let Hicks seek a trade?
It's just a fucking hot mess. I'm just telling you, it's a hot mess. You're
talking about losing like 5 guys on our defense.
They're asleep at the fucking wheel right now. And I seen more ass hats on Twitter, like, literally saying, what if they're finally trying to switch over to offense? And could this be a blessing in disguise?
Oh, my God.
Like, get the fuck out of here. This is why this team knows they can do whatever they want to us, and we just got to come back.
Pace, I want to see how he rebounds from this. It can't just be an A-Rob extension. Like, you've got to build somewhere, man. Like,
Trubisky says Blackson tape. Bear Down Loyal has left the chat. Oh, look at Blackson's bend. Look at how he really shoots the gap. Look at his gap discipline. Oh, look at that. He's just explosive.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
I just don't know where they're going from here, man.
Nobody knows. And it's not provocative. Andy fucking Dalton. But you know what? We can live with Andy Dalton. People 2,000 miles away are like,
kept the
I'll never
defense
go to
intact.
Soldier Field again.
What, Brian?
People.
I said if we had the defense intact, we could win with Andy Dalton.
Right.
But what
Now-
the moves they just made is going to make it like he's not that guy that's going to put you over the
Dallas
top.
He went from Dallas to Dallas. That's all he
You
did.
just went from Akeem Hicks, a fucking warrior, a fucking leader, a beast, to a dude
I
who
love
got.
Akeem. He has taken a step back, but I do
Of
love.
course,
I
but
do
he's
love him.
still fucking great, and he's still the heart and soul of that defense. It's not Khalil Mack. He's too quiet of a leader. And you know what?
I think for him though he wasn't as effective, but I do love
yes,
him.
and he lost his cool, and he got frustrated, and he had some issues. Like he definitely had some issues, and he was frustrated with his injuries, and I think that is only going to get worse. But the point is, you take this guy who's a fucking beast, who's everything you want in a football player still, and you replace him with a dude who got suspended for PEDs. Oh, and he also had that weird, like, somebody was supposed to be in the team hotel and they weren't supposed to be there and they were there. Like, he's let some chick in the hotel. He totally skated on that. Nobody said boo about that for some reason.
Over a
And
guy
then
like
he
Urban.
gets fucking suspended for PEDs, and it's like all of a sudden, oh, what an amazing signing. What a fucking hero. Mario Edwards. He took him off the scrap heap. You're getting rid of
Isn't
Akeem
he
Hicks.
he's missing the first 2 games of the season.
Yeah.
We could have had Urban step in if they got rid of Hicks. Or
Urban,
RH.
who's become a fucking cult hero. Like, everybody loves this dude. The fan base loves a fucking goofy white guy. Like, they eat it up, and we don't even take advantage of that. Like,
air guitar, bro.
That's
Canadian
a little more than that, though. He played real
he
well.
did. He was making impact
He also
plays.
got kind
But
of pushed, but I'm just saying, yes, he played well.
I just don't understand, like, why you bring in Angelo Blackson and not him. Like, unless they probably lowballed him and were like, yeah, we'll bring you back for like $850. And he was like, fuck you. I don't know what he's going to make in fucking Dallas, but I'm sure it's going to be whatever that Angelo Blackson made, more than that.
Well, and he's got an opportunity to be a starter there, does he not?
Yeah, I mean, he's going to get more playing time there than he would here.
That's the thing. Like Urban reminded me, like Willie Young. Sorry, and I really liked Willie, but that's kind of like Urban had that whole vibe. Like when Willie got his sack, he did his thing. Like I don't like losing him.
But that's what I'm saying is like the past.
That's good.
In the past, that's the move the Bears would have made. Like, keep the goofy guy who's got the cult following and all that. He's not that productive, but he's productive enough. Like, they would have kept that guy. Now it's like, no, we don't want that guy. Like, I don't know what's going on. Like, Nagy's talking about, the practices weren't good enough and this and that. Like, I think shit behind the scenes is fucking real fractured. I think now.
That good culture. Everything but the quarterback and winning, right?
Right.
And now it's like Foles. I mean, what if either Foles is getting traded or what? He just realized he can't play, or he just told Foles, hey, unequivocally, Andy Dalton's better than you, which Foles doesn't like. I don't care how into God he is.
Yeah, no doubt.
Like, I guarantee you get told Andy Dalton is better than you, you're like,
another problem I have. Like,
what you say to me?
I'm not a fan of Weeder on Twitter, but I do like his YouTube stuff. I think he's kind of prickish, talking down to Bears fans all the time on Twitter. But like, I like his YouTube show. He comes off different a little bit. But he was saying like we haven't had 3 consecutive winning seasons since 1988, and the fact that these motherfuckers in ownership aren't tired of this shit. This should be a new coach and new GM if your plan B was to blow this fucking thing up. We're just stuck in a fucking rut, running in place on a fucking hamster wheel. I'm just fucking sick of it, man. I don't trust Ryan Pace to rebuild this. Ryan Pace came
Why
in.
should you?
But then again, you might already have your perfect built-in fall guys as ownership. You're like, oh well, we let these guys run amok, and now
Why do they don't need that, Jared? There's no need for that. They don't care.
You're right. What did you say a long time ago? When somebody shows you who they are, believe them.
Exactly. Like, bro, like they don't give a fuck. They're not worried about accountability. They can't get fired. Ted cannot get fired. Like George
shame on us for being upset because they basically, like you guys, they basically told us in January exactly how they run this fucking place.
Yes, like they told us, bro. Like you don't like we hear you.
We don't give a fuck though.
We don't care.
We have
like I always think about the fugitive.
George said, "Go vote for your Chargers. I hope you come back someday." To that dude that wrote him.
I always think about the fugitive. Harrison Ford, Tommy Lee Jones. They're fucking on the dam, right? And Harrison Ford's like, "Oh, I didn't kill my wife." And Tommy Lee Jones just looks at him and goes, "I don't care."
Harrison Ford, played by John Fox.
I don't fucking care. I'm here to push your ass off this fucking dam. Like, I don't care. They told us. We're like, fucking, we just want you to win. Oh, we love you, we love you, you love you. Yeah, we know you love us, motherfuckers, and we hear your complaints, and we don't care. I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care. We don't care. We don't fucking care. Fuck you. Fuck you is what they told us. And then we're like, but, Ryan Pace and Matt Nagy are on the hot seat. No, they're fucking not. They just told us they weren't.
They showed it.
They're here for 2 years or more. They're in charge of a rebuild. Theo Epstein is not walking through that door.
I want to also know what this does for our cap space.
Louis Riddick is not walking through the fucking door.
So, right. But what did it free up? $13 million so far? Maybe. And does that, I don't know how.
All they did so far was pay for Andy Dalton. And that's the fucking salt in the wound. That's the fucking screwdriver to the eye.
And if it's Andy Dalton, Nick Foles with no rookie drafted, motherfucker.
If I knew when they signed Andy Dalton that it was going to cost all this, like if I knew it was like, what did this cost? And I'm fucking Thanos, everything. Like, like if Andy Dalton cost this much, if I found out, I would be like, no, send the shit back. Like it's like that meme, like upgrade.
I'm
go back.
And the backup plan you want to get rid of, right? If they want to trade Foles, we gave up draft equity for him. So you did. You gave it what, a fourth?
Now here's my question to you.
Yes.
If they offered Mitch $10 million, would he still be a Bear? Or was it really to the point where he was like, nah, fuck it, I'm out?
They weren't paying that.
But I guarantee you that that maybe a conversation was had.
I think it was over, bro.
I mean, I think it was over. Yeah, it was over for Nagy. Nagy was like, I'm not letting this dude ruin my whole fucking career.
Yeah, but if they offered it, he probably would have taken the 10.
Right, because he really had no market. Like, as much as everybody wanted to make that happen, he had no fucking market.
And if this was like the Patriots do this shit all the time. Like, they'll let big names go, right?
Right.
But, like, they have a history of winning.
Right. Well, and they're the only team. They're the only team that like dudes go back to. They just re-signed Kyle Van Noy. Like the Patriots are fucking out there spending, Jack.
Yeah.
Like,
and they're getting 8 players back on defense.
Right. They're getting their starters back, and they got Kyle Van Noy back. Their center came back. Like, when have you ever heard of guys coming back? Like, I guarantee you, Kyle Long, shout out to Kyle Long, got a 1 year, $5 million deal from the Chiefs. A fucking hero. His number is
69?
Long 69. What a fucking hero.
Why couldn't he do that in Chicago?
What a hero. Because Jared Allen was here with that.
Yeah, once he leaves, Long 69 that would have been the highest selling jersey.
Because Virginia would have gotten, her fucking depends in a twist about it.
I almost want to buy like the shirt jersey of that Long 69.
Yeah, I mean,
I have to get that Cinnamon Cannon T-shirt up, boys.
oh my god,
It's gonna have to happen.
no, because I can't.
Like I almost want to get a custom Bears long 69 jersey.
But no, like here's the thing: is that like number one, I want to say no, and I would also like to say in Spanish, no.
See or no?
No, bro. Like Andy Dalton now, like it's so unfair to him in a way because like I guarantee you he did not know that this shit was going down like this. He already had a fucking nightmare of a job ahead of him.
Wouldn't it be like wild that shit? It would never happen, right? But Andy Dalton has some resurgence and actually like.
Well, that'll no.
He's going to break every Bears quarterback.
You're laughing, but what is going to happen right now?
Yeah, I know what they're going to hang their hat on. I know you probably say it now, but
what is happening right now is that Sean Desai is going to channel his real mentor, his first defensive coordinator, not his other one. Who was that? Remember who Sean Desai worked under first? Mm-hmm. And remember what that team was like?
Fire Mel Tucker.
Mel Tucker. That's his first. So this team is going back.
You know what though?
You don't fuck off with that thought. You just
it is the most Bears thing that is possible. They're going to score 30 fucking points a game, and they're going to give up 32 points a game.
Well, you wanted to see that. This is your wish come true.
I want to see it with Russell Wilson because I believe
it with Andy Dalton. Catch the fever of losing
Andy Dalton thinks he's going to retire a Bear, and I'm like, oh, you think you're going to retire after one season? And they're like,
come on, man. What about Alshon Jeffrey was too?
Yo, what if they draft a quarterback in the draft?
Kyle Trask.
We'll just see what happens. We'll just see what happens in the draft. I wouldn't be surprised if they promised him that he would not draft a quarterback. That's the kind of cuckery that's going on.
Did you see him though? He's like, let a motherfucking rookie come here and I'll show him that the carpet matches the drapes.
Oh, well.
Wow. Wow.
How the Red Rocket tastes. Son. But what fucking quarterbacks did they draft when he was there? He acted like he's fighting dudes off. Like, who did they draft to replace him?
He's never been a bridge.
The only guy that got drafted to replace him did fucking replace him. Like, let's not. I mean,
AJ McCarron got drafted there.
If
AJ McCarron,
at that time he was a draft pick though.
So what? I'm talking about he has to be a first round pick.
Okay, well,
I'm not talking about no third round Alabama shit. Like
Mac Jones.
That's not a third round guy. Like
he's so hard. It's so hard to evaluate him though because he does have the talent. Right. He does. That's going to be a tough one. It seems somebody might get twisted on him.
I'm saying Andy Dalton has never had to fight anybody off for his job. If you take that 5-year stretch that he had, where they were like 10, they had 10 wins like every year, and you slap that in the middle of the Bears' fucking trash quarterback stats list, it looks amazing. But that shit was like 6 years ago.
It just, I'm just like, we got this like male cheerleading looking fuck at quarterback.
Yeah,
I know like if this was going to be the plan, why can't we get someone in here with some like a Minshew or Fitzpatrick, man? At least
they don't want
some element of fun, like some element.
If you're Fitzpatrick, who do you choose? If you're Fitzpatrick, who do you choose? Washington or the Bears?
Yeah, true.
Exactly. Now Tyrod was not offered the job because Tyrod would have definitely chosen here over Houston. Unless he really thinks that maybe, hey, they're either gonna trade Deshaun or they're gonna fucking let him sit out. I mean, or maybe he's saying, oh wow, this motherfucker might end up, suspended or something. Like, and he says, well, I got a better chance of starting, maybe they wouldn't promise that Tyrod would be the starter. I don't know.
Dalton's
but I
better
feel like
than
Tyrod. Yes, well, with his legs. I mean, okay, I guess
he's not as athletic.
Not that much better.
Tyrod really hasn't had a year where it's been like, whoa. He's very safe, but
what is Tyrod like this? When has Tyrod had a bunch of weapons either? Like, I mean,
I'm just saying we're talking about a guy that's thrown for over 4,000 yards twice. He's not.
I agree, but it's been a while, and I would have liked to have seen. I would have liked to have seen Tyrod get the chance with that Chargers team. Like,
yeah, I like Tyrod.
I'm just saying, like, you put Tyrod with those receivers and that talent. I mean, dude, earlier in the day,
Tyrod has been a bridge, so he does have that experience.
Earlier in the day, this is how much shit has gone down in like half a fucking day. This day has been crazy.
Yeah, it has.
Earlier in the day, people were actually like, "Oh, the Bears should go after Philip Lindsay." Like, we thought shit was sweet. Like, we were coming down off of the Andy Dalton shock factor, and we were just like, oh, well, we can live with this. We've had the mediocre quarterback and the good defense before. We know this old pair of slippers. Let me just put these on, get comfortable, and let's start looking at the draft.
Why are they talking about Lindsay, though? Like, you're getting Tariq back, and I
don't know. It didn't make any sense, but you know how it is.
And I like Pierce, too.
Every fucking player that gets cut. I mean, that's what I said, that was fucking Mike Brez said that they should go after fucking Lindsay. And I said, is Ryan Nall hurt?
Oh, you still listening to that dude?
It's just on fucking Twitter, bro. I don't listen to that. I never listened to that show. Especially after Raul is not on it. Come on.
He's taking a sabbatical.
Who?
Raul. I haven't seen much of him.
No,
I don't know. No. G. Steelio is not on Twitter anymore.
G gone.
Because I guess he got caught in 4K. And, so.
And it caught him on the counter.
Yeah, exactly. It was him. They caught him in the DMs. It was him. Anyway.
He's trying to be Bruno on that new track.
Yeah, right? Yeah, exactly. Anywho, so that's a whole other story for a different podcast, After Dark. Patterson. Patterson is in Minnesota today. What? Good for fucking Patterson.
Patrick Peterson?
Oh, yeah, wait. Yeah, I was going to say they're bringing back Cordarrelle. Yes. Pat Pete, whatever. The Vikings signed Pat Pete. Hooray.
Did they sign his wheelchair?
Is that Patterson, though?
Yeah, no, he's misspelled the shit.
I was down for you, Bear Down Loyal. I got you. We know you're deep into that Shaggy.
Yes, sir. Not Patterson. You are talking about Cordarrelle?
Oh, man.
He's in. Oh, how about that? That'll be some shit.
If a team wants you, they'll spend cap or no cap. They'll come get you. His Twitter.
He's gonna fucking. Oh, that's
perfect. It's perfect.
And like this is the fucking year that they give us a 17th game. I don't want 17 games.
It's not the night. It's not the night to have a Viking fan in the chat,
bro. Like I can't fucking go through a 17th game of this shit. That's not even a playoff game. What's it gonna be like when they're like? 4 and
Minnesota. Good Lord, how much are they going to do to us in one off season?
Oh, they're going to kill us, bro.
If Fuller goes to fucking Green Bay, I'm sorry for cutting you off, bro, but that will be the fucking. You have him and fucking Amos.
Well, right now they are basically begging Elway and Fangio and whoever the new GM in Denver is like, please trade for this guy.
Give us a comp.
Please, like, bro, like we will, like, just give us a 5th round pick for this dude.
They'll just have your undrafted spot.
Throw us a 5th, bro. That's all. You get him. You can restructure. You send him. Blah blah blah. You do your thing. We can't. I mean, because he will go to Green Bay and oh my god, he will haunt.
He's talking shit about poaching Fuller, man. Yo,
this is all about.
Yeah, I'm going to private chat on my screen.
That's falling for it.
Wyatt in here trolling our ass.
Yeah, nah, man.
It's all right. I mean,
Well, you know what? We fucking earned it, and Packers Twitter dunked on our ass hard today, and we earned that shit too.
well, they've been dunking on us pretty much.
I mean, we could say, the throwing shade, and it's not its own segment. I want to throw shade. You know what I'm going to throw shade? I'm going to throw shade at my fucking self for getting bamboozled by this shit again. Again and a fucking again, I get fucking hoodwinked and get spellbound and fucking start to believe in this horseshit team. And what does it fucking get me? Just fucking pissed. Like I feel like a fucking dumb fuck for getting hoodwinked by this goddamn team again and starting to believe shit again. It's fucking ridiculous. That's who I'm throwing shade. I'm throwing shade on my fucking self. Like, why do I keep fucking getting led down this path to get fucking abused like this? And yeah, it's fun, and we just jokes. It's jokesy jokes. But it's like, dude, it hurts sometimes.
Yeah, it does. It sucks, man. Sometimes it's all you got to look forward to is a Bears game on a Sunday. And now it's like, maybe Rona doesn't look so bad.
And I really hope like there's so much pride about our history, and I just really hope that at some point a prominent like person that everybody respects fan base wise from the past comes out and says, what the fuck is going on? Not somebody from the 06 joint, like somebody from like 85 come out and just somebody that everybody be like, oh, okay, because it only seems like we read like,
that person doesn't exist.
It only seems guys like Singletary would move the needle that way.
Maybe fucking Buckus. I mean,
I don't know, man.
Old, like
but
the one voice that could is gone.
They don't really like. Walter was really the only guy that could have moved the needle like that. The other guys have been on the teat. They've been on the gravy train for too long. Like they like it like that. They like to fucking. I mean, we talked about how the Bears like send fucking birthday presents to fucking ex quarterbacks and shit that played one game for them. Like they're fucking they send in Peter Tom Willis a fucking birthday card and shit every year. Like their image is the most important thing to them. But it's this weird, like self-loathing, fucking weird image. Like it's like the best thing for the image would be to win.
Yeah,
but that's the only thing they know how to do. So they're like, oh, we'll just run a museum. Like, like that's what they're running. They're running. It's a fucking football museum by the lake. How long have I been saying that?
Let me throw some shade here, and it's to ownership, man. Like even like if we think back, when we went to the 100-year, how many quarterbacks were there? Seriously,
none. I don't know.
Through the years, where was Richmond? Where was Cutler?
Trubisky's made a great fucking point. Gale Sayers spoke out and didn't change anything. Gale Sayers got shit on by Urlacher because Gale Sayers was like, "What have these motherfuckers won?"
Fuck your segment.
Like what have these motherfuckers won, right? That's some shade that got thrown, and it didn't fucking. I mean, that goes right off of what you just said. Is that some dude from the past needs to step up and say something? Well, he did, and it didn't fucking work out.
All right. So what I was saying was like the quarterbacks, right? There were the reason I'm going to throw shade at ownership is because they didn't even recognize and bring back where was Orton. Like they could have brought back tons of guys. How many quarterbacks have we gone through? And when they brought back those decade teams on stage, we didn't see a lot of quarterbacks. They don't not only have they not handled.
Could you imagine if they brought them all back? That would have been so amazing.
It would have been cool though.
I'm just saying, man.
Rex was in a Super Bowl.
Yeah. No, but like, how great would that have been? The fucking lineup of quarterbacks. It'd been like 20 dudes.
Not only
introducing Moses Moreno.
They haven't handled that position correctly, but they also haven't they don't even bring those dudes back into the fold.
Blake.
What I'm saying is they have never handled the quarterback correctly. And they don't even reach out to him.
Never. Hogan John said Hulk was like, how many times can we reset this? He's like, in 3 more years, there's going to be another new sports website, and there's going to be another writer who's going to write another retrospective about Bears quarterbacks. Yep. And it's just going to have another set of names attached to it.
So
congratulations, JJ, for getting out while you could.
I changed the direction of my shade. I'm going to throw it to AA for not even letting me finish or start my shit. So go forward.
I'm fucking piggybacking exactly what off you're saying. You mentioned the shit from the old guys saying something, and that comment pertained directly to it. Like, you're the one steamrolling ahead. It was I'm piggybacking on what you fucking said. Come on, man.
Oh shit, man. I already threw it, man.
And I piggybacked off it. Come on. The fucking quarterbacks. You just talked about it. How many quarterbacks were there? They didn't have them because it's fucking failure university. Like, it's a fucking art form how bad they are at quarterbacks.
Yes, sir.
Like, and Andy fucking Dalton is the quarterback of the Bears.
Which I was okay with until they just freaking put a freaking pipe bomb to our defense.
Andy Dalton thought he came to a team with a good defense. Andy Dalton signed. I mean, that's why it's like, oh yeah, well, remember, like Andy Dalton's like, what the fuck? I signed here because you have a good defense. Like,
this is on pace too, because a guy like Quinn should be the guy you're fucking cutting, but you can't because you fucked that contract up.
But nobody can cut a dude. Like, this is how contracts work these days, though. Like, nobody expected Quinn to be that bad. Even the people who hated Quinn and hated the signing didn't expect him to be that bad. Like, it's crazy how bad he was.
Yeah, but you signed a poison pill for yourself.
And then Leonard Floyd just got paid.
Yeah, that's good for him. Crazy.
Yeah, good for him. For sure, good for him.
What I'm saying is, if you don't know these guys are going to pan out, you can sign them to essentially a 1-year deal with multiple years. They did that with Glenn. It's how you structure the contract, and they didn't structure it right with Quinn. They didn't structure it right with Foles. They didn't, you can go on Trevathan too. You can't get out of it.
I'm gonna throw shade at our regional scouts. Are they missing this bad? Are you guys that bad at your job that we're missing all these prospects?
That's ultimately on pace.
Yeah, but maybe they're being misinformed.
Well, you have to depend on your scouts. I mean, I think it's actually like this past year it helped Pace having less picks, and like it just helped. I'm worried about him having lots of picks this year. I think he might get sloppy.
I think he's already shown that sloppy and splatterboard's in his wheelhouse.
This might benefit him though, because there's not a lot of overthinking to take place this year. The way things are structured, it's just different.
Well, it's to his benefit because he now has to listen to his there's something to the way they keep using that fucking collaboration word. It's almost I took that in 2 ways. One, it's like somebody had to have had a conversation with Pace and said, hey, bro, the reason this went so wrong is because you went out on your own. You have to own that, man. Like, you need to realize that your lone wolf shit is what caused this problem.
Yeah.
And in his head, he's like, well, yeah, I did that shit because I didn't get to hire my own coach, you fucks. But
you should have listened to the coach that was there, and we'd had the Sean Watson already.
But regardless, it's not like you don't always get to pick your entire situation. Like, you don't get to fucking make things exactly. You're always going to have to deal with somebody. There's always going to be somebody that's around and you didn't choose them. So you got to work around them or you got to work to replace them, whatever it is. So he couldn't work with John Fox. And it's like at the end of the day, John Fox was right. John Fox was right about who Mitch was. And John Fox was right about who Deshaun was. And Ryan Pace was wrong about both. So, John Fox to me still has a far better resume. Put John Fox's resume up as a professional, and you put fucking Ryan Pace's resume up, and I'll take John Fox's resume up easily.
I have to agree.
Because Ryan Pace, 7 fucking years, and he hasn't won shit. How the fuck? And it's like, and the the ownership acts like, well, we want to give these guys a chance. You've given them a chance.
Yep.
They had a chance.
They're a monkey fucking a football.
Yes. I mean, and good Lord, they really just trotted
John
in.
Fox owned a monkey. He wasn't the actual monkey.
So
Andy Dalton had himself a presser today. And meanwhile, Pace was fucking setting the house on fire while he was out.
So we got Glennon, Mitch, Sanchez, Chase, Foles, Braid, Dalton. Did he bring Hoyer in?
No.
Can't
No, I think Hoyer was
remember.
inherited.
Okay.
Hoyer was.
So those quarterbacks I just named, never only drafting one since he's been here is an issue. Like you got Green Bay out there, like taking a first.
Draft one every year. He'll tell you.
What I'm saying is, you got Green Bay has Aaron Rodgers, and they took a quarterback in the first round. Pace,
Yeah.
it doesn't even cross his mind. Like why you had Mitch after the second year of Mitch, you might have want to draft a guy so you have somebody in the background developing. It's just
Why? When you have Tyler Bray
The Cardinals didn't wait now, did they?
to get
To draft another
Oh yeah,
quarterback?
well because they had
Yeah, they
his
get Kyler.
coach, right? They hired his coach, but yeah, they didn't wait around. I mean, they didn't fucking wait around. You know, you got to strike when the iron is hot.
But
if they move up in
the draft and get Justin Fields, you can't fucking tell me that dude ain't starting over Dalton.
Well, yeah, I mean it'd be tough to see that, right?
I don't think they're gonna get up that high, but
No, God no.
I feel like there's a good chance, and I think I don't know who was that said this. Maybe it was Brad Spielberg or someone said, like, they could be punting on this season. Oh, it was actually Lambert. I know you guys fucking shit on Lambert, but I think
talking about
Lambert's all right.
Slaughter again. Oh my god,
They're punting on this fucking season because there's a ton of money that comes off the books next year. They took their big swing on Russ, and they're just like, we're fucking punting. And also, I think they have cash flow problems. Like, straight up, I think they have some cash flow problems. And they're like, they're like the dude who you didn't realize he lost his job because he's been living on credit cards. And then you find out that, like, holy shit, this dude lost his job like 2 months ago, and he's just been fucking acting like he didn't lose his job. Like, I think they're still trying to act like, they're these big bad contenders. Because at the end of the day, like,
and they let him like build this whole freaking multi-million-dollar facility. Like, good lord.
Because and this is all crazy because like all this shit's happening, right? Like players are getting cut, like players are making less money, and meanwhile they just signed another insane TV deal.
Yes, they did.
So the players are going, what the fuck? Why did the cap go down so much? And then the league goes, because you agreed to it, motherfuckers.
Yeah, I'll be up to like 250 in 2 years.
That's the thing, is that like they agreed to it though. Like the players act like they're not the reason that they have such a bad deal. They cry about the franchise tag. It's like you collectively bargained for that shit.
Yep.
You have nobody to fucking blame for yourself because your union is the weakest in sports.
Facts.
The weakest in sports. And they want to cry, and it's because the fucking rank and file players, the lower 30 of every team sell out because they don't want to, go back to selling cars or working at the Sprint store or whatever the fuck they would do if they weren't, a football player. Go be a teacher or some shit. They want to fucking, they want to play football for $850,000 a year. They don't want to fucking sell cars for $70,000. And so these dudes ruin everything, and then the fucking 1% of players fucking cry. What a raw deal! It's like people are feeling bad for Andy fucking Dalton. Andy Dalton has made $86 million in his career. I don't care if he reads some tweets.
He's probably never been piled on like that in his career if he read that shit, though. We were not fucking playing, dude.
They're not going after his family or anything. They're just like, yo, we're fucking mad. Like, he knows that he's sloppy seconds. Like, He knows. He knows that we wanted Russell Wilson, and now his fucking opie ass comes and.
Man,
We got, like,
dude, hate.
defensive end. So we got defensive end. We haven't brought back Gibson yet, so we need a second safety,
Oh, they
cornerback.
signed Deion Bush. Everything's fine,
Yeah.
Bryant.
You're good.
A second. So we need a cornerback.
No,
And
we have Trey Roberson and
Trey
Kendall
Roberson,
Vildor.
yep.
Excuse me. We have Trey Roberson and Kendall Vildor.
That's cool.
Pardon me.
And a nickel,
me, sir.
a proven nickel. We don't know.
Pardon me,
who's gonna play nickel.
sir. Pardon me, sir. We have Duke Shelley. May I introduce you to one Duke Bartholomew Shelley Esquire III?
Get your helmets on, boys. It's tank season.
Strap it on, boys.
We're looking at tank season.
Everything's fine. We're going to sign Razul Butler. It's
We
fine.
need some shit to go down these next couple days here to get some clarity on what the fuck the plan is.
They don't even know what the plan is.
There is no fucking plan. Bear down. Bite
All the
down
way.
on this, motherfuckers. That's what they told us. Bite down on this.
I mean,
There's
if
no
something big does go down, we'll have to go. Live.
We're about to get in that ass this year. Oh, friends. We're going to get 20%. We're going to get 20% of the gate this season, probably. Maybe they get up to 50% of the gate. They're like,
stink.
we're getting our money.
And I am not buying anything.
And we have to fucking watch 17 games of this shit, bro. Jimmy Graham still has a job. It's like, oh, you didn't deliver the big fish, Jimmy. You're out.
Gotta
What
like
the fuck? Why is Jimmy Graham here? Like that's the guy you get rid of.
Because it makes sense.
Because it's pure Bears, bro.
Yeah, because remember, the Bears run as a logical franchise. We were told that by so many people on Twitter. Well, here's your logic.
Yeah. Sign Dane Sanzenbacher. Give the fans what they want. Oh, it's Dane Sanzenbacher time of the night.
Oh, my.
No, it's fine. Because fucking, who's coming up? Thomas Ives is going to come up, right? We got Thomas Ives is coming up.
I think we can bring back David Fales, actually.
Khalil Mack's brother is going to emerge as a fucking stud, don't you know?
Feed that boy a few cheeseburgers so he can play that DT spot.
Bilal Nichols, I mean, it's going to be great. Eddie Goldman's going to come back just as good as new, right?
The coward back on the defensive line and see if
Bro,
he's
Eddie Goldman's about to come back looking like fucking Keith Traylor. I can guarantee your ass. I don't know why. I just feel like
he plays like Keith Traylor. I'm cool with it.
Right, but I have a feeling that dude is going to come back like Daniel McCullers sized.
Or he's going to come back like Tommy Harris. Tommy Harris in retirement where he's like too little.
Right. Yeah, maybe that's the other thing. He might have lost his weight.
He's a linebacker now.
Yeah, exactly. He didn't come back. Oh, man. I just like... I just don't like getting fucked with. Like, that's my biggest thing is it's like, just let me know what team this is going to be. Like, stop fucking with us. Like,
you already know what it is.
We went, I know, but why don't we listen?
You know we're still going to be able to beat the Vikings, though, so there's that.
Yeah, Wyatt. That's the thing. It's like, Wyatt will talk all this shit, but then he knows they're still going to fucking lose. How are you going to feel, Wyatt, when Andy Dalton cracks that ass? Like, that's going to hurt.
Cannon explodes in Minnesota.
The Bears will go 4-13. Yes, I said 13 because it's 17 games, and they will beat the Lions twice and the Vikings twice, and y'all can take that to the bank. The rest of the year is going to be a shit show. But against the Vikings, oh, baby, we're going to go off. Pat Pete.
I don't know. Luck of the Irish might be with Dalton. We brought him in before St. Patrick's Day. Who knows?
Oh, there it is.
Yeah, it's certainly been lucky so far. Everything's going great.
And that's what's going to happen. We're going to have a shitty season, but Dalton, because we're playing from behind so much, throws for 4,000 yards for the first time in Bears history, and they'll hang their hat on that.
Matt Bowen is calling out that Stanford dude. You mentioned him a little while back. The Stanford QB. Mills. What is his fucking name? Weren't you talking about the Stanford QB? Did he? Man, I'm giving you credit. No, it's a Stanford QB. The fucking that cat. I don't know. I can't remember his fucking name.
I like Stanford's head coach. I'd like to have him here, but
maybe that was what you were talking about. I thought you were talking about something with Stanford. Anyway, he was shouting him out because that Olin and J Mac asked him who he thought would be a good late round, and he said that guy.
I like Newman.
Right.
Newman.
So, late round, I like Newman. Yeah.
Yeah. Jay Standall will probably get re-signed, to be honest. He's a free agent. The Lions said, "Nah, we good."
My oh my!
We can't even get Jeff Driscoll right now.
Yeah.
Who's gonna pick up Foles? I mean, come on. And could you imagine if Minshew really did come in here? How quickly the fans would be like all over Minshew getting in the game?
We gave up a draft pick for that motherfucker.
It was a
We've
comp
given
pick.
up draft picks for lots of fuckers, like the kicker that got cut.
Yeah. It was a comp pick that we got for fucking Mike Davis, but that was bullshit too because Mike Davis, it's like, really? Mike Davis came here and did that? Like, fuck.
It's just wild, man. We haven't found an offensive identity. We don't know what the fuck to expect.
Well, I would say that with the quarterback that you have and the offensive line that's there and the running back, it's going to be a play-action heavy team.
Yeah. Go look at the 2017 Bengals, and that's who they're going to try to be.
Yeah.
They had some talent at receiver, though.
Yeah.
Some of those guys got paid.
They had Marvin Jones.
Eddie Jackson has been hacked. Eddie Jackson just tweeted 14 minutes ago, "I love this organization and I love my brothers."
Uh-oh.
Eddie Jackson because that's not what he tweeted a little while ago. He tweeted the fucking double facepalm emoji.
Bears PR hacked his shit.
Yeah, Jen Telecky is now tweeting as Eddie Jackson right now.
That would be an interesting switch up.
Nagy texted him, "Culture, bro, culture."
Yeah. They were like, "Hey, Eddie, we just fucking cut you a serious check on that restructure, Playboy. Why don't you shut up and get in line?"
That's literally the only tweet he's got until February 22nd.
Because he deleted one. He deleted one already that was the double face palm after Fuller got cut. And he deleted it.
We should trade for another fucking cornerback. Get the fuck out of here. Sorry, I saw Wyatt's comment about trading for Gilmore. We can't be trading nothing, man, right now. We need to draft and freaking develop for once.
So honestly though, at this point where we're at, in my opinion, the best case scenario for this team,
I don't think we can afford Gilmore. Sorry to interrupt.
The best case scenario for this team would honestly be for them to just keep the picks they have as now. Don't trade up. Keep the picks you have. You draft tackle. You draft wide receiver. You draft safety. You draft cornerback.
Now.
You draft. You just draft your needs. Fucking get your needs. Don't reach. Just fucking, if people say draft best player available, well, that doesn't really work because when you build your board, you need is a factor in your board. So, it's always, there's need as part of the equation.
I'd draft the quarterback, man.
No, I would not. At least one. I'd draft one. 5th round, 4th round. Fine, I'm fine with that. Jamie Newman, you want one of those dudes. You want Kellen Mond. Fine. But don't reach. Don't reach. This is not the year to because now what's left of your team? What are you putting Justin Fields into? It's not the time for that. I'm just saying, now is the time to build the rest of the roster and then suck because that's what's going to happen. This is a 4-win team as it stands right now. If this is our roster with no Fuller
It's way too early
and no Hicks, I'm telling you, I think 4 or 5 wins as the roster. If the roster was set today,
it's not though. We're like we gotta wait. And
that's why I'm conjecturing that they've lost a lot. They just lost a lot, man, and they did not gain a lot. So if the roster was set today, I think this is a 5-win team.
Maybe.
At most, the schedule is
Detroit
tough.
got better. Detroit has gotten better.
Yeah, probably.
Because the defense ain't on lock no more.
I mean, probably they've got better. I mean, they'll get the new coach bump.
You know,
they'll get the new coach bump, but Jared Goff is horrible.
I'm just saying.
And they lost their receivers. They lost Kenny Galladay. They lost Marvin Jones. I mean, come on. Just because, why did they get better, Jared? I mean, I went with that for a second, but now I'm like, how did they get better?
Clowney's in town.
How, Sway?
Clowney's in
How
town.
did they get Clowney's in Chicago?
Yeah.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Why would
I just wanted to see a reaction.
That would be Super Bears.
Super
Clowney.
Super Bears.
Clowney. We have just announced that we have cut. I mean, I don't know who they are. Who could they cut? It's just, I mean.
Yeah, that's a shit show, man.
I just don't like getting fucked with. Like, show me who you are, and I'll believe you, and I'll chill with it. But like, don't lie to me and then pull the rug out from under us.
Well, I mean, I know we joke about Minnesota, but they got better, man.
Minnesota, I think they get better. I don't think the Lions got better. I refuse to believe that statement. They downgraded at quarterback. They lost their receivers. They did not get better. They're not better.
I don't know if they play better defensively. I don't know how they're going to pan out because they got a new voice in the building. So
right. But for this next season, they are not better. They have a worse quarterback and they lost their starting receivers. I don't see how you could spin that they're better. Who are their receivers now? The dude from Wisconsin?
Fucking draft too.
I mean, like literally, I don't know who they are anymore. They're not better.
I might have accidentally just thrown that out there.
Are the Packers better?
Oh, they don't have to be.
Right. They're better than the fucking whole division. I mean, we know that. I mean, somebody.
How much better do you want to be?
Somebody was saying that
they
think that
Aaron Jones. They found a way to do that.
Yeah, the Packers 13-3 the last 2 seasons. Like,
right. They fucking. Somebody was saying that they think the 49ers will be back in contention for the NFC next season. But off of what?
Their offensive line and health is going to play huge.
So you think that Garoppolo is the quarterback of the Niners?
Right now he is.
They won with him. They went to a Super Bowl.
I think at this point, what are their fucking choices? They don't have any choices, so probably. This point,
the only problem they have is their division is going to be pretty tough.
Yeah.
Seattle's good. The Rams are good.
Seattle's a little dysfunctional, Jay.
Seattle was 12-4 though last year, and people are like, "Oh, the offensive linemen are they're gonna be mad at Russell Wilson." Like, they'll get over it. He'll buy him a fucking car. Like,
yep,
they'll get over it. Like, it's not even that big of a deal. Like,
no, look at him and say, "I hate that motherfucker, but we're winning."
We got Jermaine Ifedi.
I like that signing. I actually like that signing.
It's just whatever. It's so whatever.
It's actually a smart move by Pace.
Ugh. It's so unsexy. It's so whatever. It's just so
it's
fucking.
Still not what they would normally do. It'd just be like, oh well, we're going.
Right, so I guess my question is, did we upgrade the tackle position?
No.
Right tackle? Yeah.
No. How?
It's the same.
You've got a.
He played there most of the year.
You got a player that actually play and not be hurt.
But he played all last year.
We need an upgrade at both tackles.
If Massey was the starter last year and he played all last year, and then you bought Fetty in and signed him, then I might say, well, maybe that's an upgrade. He already played, and I don't think
that was my question. Did we upgrade? No, we didn't.
No, we did not upgrade.
Nope.
We just offered 2 firsts and for Orlando Brown and a player. I don't believe that. Get out of here. Go Vikings brawl with that shit. You can't have fucking Orlando Brown.
All right, I'm done hearing about Vikings bullshit.
Good for Roy Robertson Harris. Gets to go to Jacksonville. Good for him.
At least the weather's warm.
Yeah.
I mean, the meth's really good from what I
mean, there's excited fucking people left and right. They're spending money like it's going out of style.
Good for them. Must be nice.
Yes.
Confident leadership, maybe? No, that's not.
It'd be interesting to see what happens. I mean, I'm gonna be interested as hell to see Trevor Lawrence.
I'm just happy UConn's in the tournament. It's a nice distraction. I can watch that 4-hour Zack Snyder joint tomorrow.
Yeah, fuck this team, man. Like, fuck the Bears right now. Like, we just want to be a little bit excited. Like, we don't ask for much. Like, we really don't ask for much. Just fucking make it the team competitive. That's all. Like, really competitive. Just let us fucking make the playoffs every third year, and we'll be fine. Like, honestly, like, this is not a tough fan base to please.
I don't remember an offseason like this, though. It's like, oh, my God, we're going to get a top 5 quarterback. Okay, we didn't. We got a journeyman quarterback, basically. Okay, but the defense is still intact. Oh, wait a minute. No, it's not.
Nope.
Like, holy
That's what I'm saying is, like, just don't, like, don't fuck with us. We don't ask for much. Like, we've stayed loyal. Like, why are you, like, what are you fucking doing? Like,
and you're fucking with our defense now, and that's historically what we pride ourselves on. Now you're fucking around.
Right.
Well, I mean, there's also that thought has to change, though, a little bit, too. It's got to be a whole team.
But not like this.
Yo, you did bring up
when's it going to be right? I mean, with Akeem, when's it going to be right? It's not going to be right.
But you fucking gave up a good player, and you're forced to keep a bad player in Quinn.
You brought up earlier with Desai. Like, who was Desai's first mentor?
Rex Tucker. No, fucking
Mel.
What's Mel Tucker?
So Tucker inherited an old defense.
Yeah.
Desai saw that, and he's like, maybe he learned from that. Maybe that's
Desai is not making these calls.
I'm just trying to make sense of it, man.
It's way above Desai's pay grade, bro.
Where like Jared, we mentioned Akeem might be a casualty though. Like we knew that.
Something that's breaking news.
But we didn't think it would be Akeem and Fuller.
I didn't think it'd be a trade where he would seek a trade.
I think they're giving him the option to seek a trade to give him choice.
I guarantee you that nobody even talks to Kyle Fuller. Everybody just leaves Kyle Fuller the fuck alone all the time. And so they thought they had more equity with this dude than they had. And they thought it was going to be cool to go up to him and ask him to restructure, take a pay cut, whatever it was. I don't know if it was substantial pay cut. That could be spin. But either way, he was asked to make a sacrifice, ostensibly, and he said no because they thought that he's a team guy, and he overestimated that. And I'm not shitting on him for not being a team guy because he was and he is, but he's on an island. And I think they totally didn't expect him to say fuck you, and he did. And they're continuing to have to react. And the Akeem thing, it's like, I mean, I guess somebody could trade for him. He's a pretty good deal for $9 million. I think it's even less if they trade for him and they'd be paying on the hook for like $6 million. So he could get a trade. I mean, he'll probably end up back in New England.
It's a weird year with the cap, though.
Yeah,
I know, but can't you see him ending up back in New England?
I don't know how much money they have left. I could see
they got $6 million. I'm saying they trade for him. The team that gets him is going to be on the hook for like $6 million.
Now he can seek it, but the team still has to approve it, right?
He can what? Yes, of course they have to approve it. He doesn't get to approve it.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. I can see that. I can see him going to the Saints.
Except for Akeem Hicks on a trade.
I can see the Saints finding some money for him. because go play with Cam Jordan, go back.
What would it take for you to get Akeem Hicks off that team to trade? What would make you?
Well, they basically told him seek a trade or you're going to get cut. So there's no way they're keeping him. I think the best they're going to get for him.
Let's say Hicks goes out.
The best they're going to get for him is 3rd round pick, at best.
I think 4th.
Right. But I'm saying that would be if they got a 3rd round pick at him, they'd be ecstatic.
Is there a player for player that you would be interested in?
Nobody should play.
Nobody would do that. That's not happening. NFL starters are tough to trade, man. They got to have something wrong with them. It's got to be a contract or an injury or you don't really see top level NFL stars just switching teams that much because it's hard to replace them.
You saw Goku do it twice.
And the only reason I understand Nagy and Pace.
Goku?
Yeah. In the same year. He started out in Minnesota. He
Ngakwe or whatever. Yeah, well, he's on some weird shit.
The only reason I understand Nagy and Pace still being here is just because of COVID and trying to navigate that, bringing in a new coach, new GM, when these guys have already been used to that. That's about the only reason for consistency. But to let them blow this shit up, I did not see this coming. I was floored tonight when I saw this shit going down.
Yeah, it's a bunch of garbage. It's so disheartening. It's so fucking depressing.
I don't like
this. Yeah, you know what? Fuck this team.
Exactly. Fuck this team.
Straight out of the Diddy playbook. Fuck them.
I mean, and it's not I'm not gonna sit here and try to say I quit him and whatever.
I'm not gonna quit him. Right now, fuck him.
Yeah, right now it's fuck you, and yeah, they'll get me back. They always fucking get me back. It's not that serious.
I'm hoping there's some moves that get me back tomorrow, man. But I just fuck.
Okay, from a PR standpoint, let's put yourself, and we'll wrap it up. But if you are the Bears and you're saying to yourself, we already know the gate is going to be low, attendance is going to be low. Okay. We're already at a super low point in terms of our credibility, our image, and they're already there. They're getting rid of Mitch because they want that narrative to go away. They're tired of that narrative. It's infected a lot of things. They're tired of answering the same questions over and over about the same dude. So they get rid of him. Is it at the end of the day if there was really a choice to have Mitch for $5 million or 2.5 or Dalton, you'd probably take Mitch at this point, right? If you knew that you had to lose those other dudes, you definitely if your choice is keep Mitch and Kyle Fuller or have Andy Dalton but lose Kyle Fuller, you'll keep Mitch and Kyle Fuller, right? I would.
Yeah.
So they're just they've put together this fucking half-ass, half-baked plan to basically say, you know what, we're gonna take all the hits at once. We know this is coming. It's going to happen anyway. We're just going to fucking do it. And we have a bunch of money coming off the books next season. And we'll see. I mean, maybe Andy Dalton will work. Maybe not. If it doesn't, we send him and Laser fucking packing, both of them. And, we try again. Or, because Andy Dalton sure as hell didn't seem like he thought they were drafting a quarterback. Now, would they tell him that and would he tell us that? I don't know. But I think there's a decent chance that the Bears realize that they can't take a big swing in the draft again and fail. It's too risky.
Too risky, I guess. I mean, I don't know.
I just think it's too risky. You really want to trade 2 first-round picks to move up and get because that's what it's going to take to go up from 20
to cut 2 All-Pros.
To go from 20 to 5 or 4 or 6, let's say the Jer's prediction somehow comes true. Pick 6. What costs 2 first-rounders? You really want to do that? You want to spend 3 first-round picks
it could be
on
more
a
than
rookie on a scratch-off?
It could be more than that because they already showed their hand of what they were willing to give up for us.
Right, exactly. Oh, remember that trade? We'll take that.
Right.
And now that would be crazy to do that. Russ is a proven commodity, but I think 2 first rounders and maybe a second, and then somebody gets back a fourth. Like is what's going to happen. That somebody sends us the 5th pick and the 6th pick and a 4th round pick, and we send 2 firsts and 2 seconds.
Yeah, I almost want to see him pull it off though, because right now we're in a position where they trust Nagy and Pace. Fine, if you have a quarterback that now that you have your offensive-minded coach involved in the decision process, if Nagy is high enough on one of these quarterbacks, make the fucking move. I don't give a shit though. Make the fucking move. And if it doesn't pan out, they're both gone.
Nagy's chose Foles and Dalton though. Nagy's resume is looking pretty shitty himself,
and he thinks he's the smartest guy in the room.
Off a scrappy.
He's already got a guy in the draft that he just loves because he's the smartest guy and nobody else sees it.
But Jared, we need them to make that move because if they give them the shot to take their guy at this point, because that's where we're at. Where did
Kansas City come from to move up to get Patrick Mahomes?
I think they went from 20 to 10.
Yeah.
20 to 10. So you got to be inside the top 10. That's what's got to be.
Probably.
I don't know, man.
I
think Mac Jones is the only guy there at 10.
Because like you really, I mean, those 4 top guys, Lawrence, Wilson, Fields, Lance, I think they're all gone. Because you're really going to tell me that some other dude, there's no Chase Young in this draft.
And you're not telling me like New England, Washington wouldn't mind him.
There's no like Nick Bosa. This is
also like the hardest draft because the way the college season was in general.
Absolutely. Yeah. So this is the year to just say fuck it, we're going for a quarterback, and you have to look at the top teams, and they're all quarterback needy. Like, I mean, maybe the Bears will get hoodwinked by John Lynch again.
We'll end up with Darnold for 2 first-round picks.
Darnold. Matt Bowen likes Darnold, too. That bothered me.
I'm not crazy about it.
Me either.
He was spinning the Darnold fucking rumors. Or not the rumors, the fucking, the narrative that he's bad coaching, he's got the tools.
Oh, the toolbox is out.
Here's a good question.
Really Fields, man.
Who is a starting quarterback in 2022? Sam Darnold or Mitch Trubisky?
Huh?
Who will be a starter first?
Yeah, who will be still a starter?
Oh, not for us.
Because basically, in the league, who will be a starter?
Probably Sam Darnold.
I would probably say neither, but I'll say Sam Darnold.
Right.
I'm sorry, Mitch will be a great backup. But now that might be. That might be enough, though. You trick somebody we've seen guys get paid off of one game.
I mean, Chase Daniel made a career out of being a backup, so it's very possible. He'll get paid.
I just feel like at this point the league should allow teams to have a little more salary to play with for quarterbacks so they can have better backups. Like I remember when
your money, like the Dolphins.
I remember when the 49ers had like fucking Joe Montana, Steve Young, and like Steve DeBerg on the same team.
Well, Steve Young came from Tampa.
BYU. Right. BYU. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, that's it.
We will see you at training camp.
Stay strong, folks.
Yeah, training camp.
We'll be back at training camp, guys. We're going to take a little hiatus.
Like you motherfucker, they can't even let us be excited. They can't even let us lie to ourselves for a fucking day and get excited about Andy Dalton. Like, they couldn't even wait to fuck us. Fuck.
What they do.
All right, well, thanks for listening. Shout out to all y'all out there. Thanks for listening.
Bear down like you never bared down.
Yeah, bear down because we're going to take it in the ass all fucking off season. Straight No Chaser. It's just another episode of The Tailgate Show.
The Bears.
Depressing.
Does that